Sathya Sai Speaks, Volume 11, Chapter 40, The Toughest Armour, Part 1 of 2. India has, at present, a great responsibility. She has to preserve in its pristine purity the culture she has inherited from the hoary past. This is a duty she owes to the world. That culture enshrines the highest human values and the most valid of keys to the understanding of human destiny. She must also spread these teachings among all mankind in order that the cause of truth and universal harmony and peace be promoted. And the teachings have to be lived and practiced and experienced by every Indian, so that they may be listened to with faith by those for whom they are intended. Mere propaganda without the proof of practical application, discernible in the propagandist, will bear no fruit. So everyone must study the elements of this culture and live the ideals laid down therein. That is the best means of spreading it. In other countries, there is a composite culture, a certain uniformity of faith, and only a few religions of a kindred nature claiming the obeisance of the people. But in India, we see the coexistence and even the cooperation of many faiths, many traditions, and many culture traits. India is a beautiful garden where multicolored beds of flowers add charm and fragrance to life. Every citizen of India has the privilege and pleasure of guarding and tending this lovely garden of truth, righteousness, peace, and love. Indians have to cherish the memory of their martyrs. How did this country become the source of this great message of truth? A long line of heroes and martyrs struggled to set the example and elevate the ideal. They suffered untold misery and had often to sacrifice their all, including their lives in their struggle. But they won in the end, and it is that heritage and memory that you have to cherish and foster. King Harishchandra willingly faced a series of tribulations and tortures in his single-pointed pursuit of truth. The Pandavas exiled themselves into the forest for 13 years and bore extreme penury and dishonor in their determination to uphold truth. Sri Rama was the very embodiment of truth and morality. From time immemorial, this country has made truth and righteous conduct the foundations of its culture. Every act and movement, material, moral, administrative, and adhyatmic, spiritual, has been tested and evaluated on the touchstone of truth and morality. Here, no person can be honored as great unless he is also good. Truth and dharma, right conduct, are the most effective armor for us. Other countries rely on atom bombs and hydrogen bombs, but for us, these two shields are enough. Some of you know, I believe, the story of Pandavas. Dharmaraja, born of Dharma, was the eldest brother. He had on either side of him the brothers Bhima and Arjuna. On either side of Bhima and Arjuna stood the two other brothers, Nakula and Sahadeva. Arjuna was the embodiment of the clear, sharp intellect. Bhima was the symbol of physical might and heroism. The lesson conveyed by this picture of the brothers is that when dharma or righteousness is supported on either side by intellectual might and physical valor, success is assured. Only the two, namely intellect and courage, must obey the dictates of dharma and not decry it or disregard its directives. When there is peace, there will be divinity. India stands forth among the nations of the world as Dharmaraja, with her loyalty and steady faith in peace and mutual cooperation for noble ends. Arjuna is America, ready with her weapons of incalculable destructive power. Russia is the Bhima, with her formidable might. India's strength lies in her adherence to Dharma. All other countries, whose strength lies only in their firepower, can earn victory only when they surrender ultimately to the force of righteousness. If we safeguard Dharma, Dharma in its turn will safeguard us. Dharma is the livelihood of prema. Where there is love, there will be peace. Where there is peace, there will be divinity. And where there is divinity, there will be bliss. These are eternal truths, but Indians themselves are losing faith in them, and they have started ridiculing them and refusing to practice them. Such persons are insulting their own mother. Mother and mother country have to be revered equally according to the scriptures. You honor the mother by obeying her and fulfilling her wishes. You honor mother country by paying heed to the age-long traditions and hoary ideals that have stood the test of time. No one honors a renegade. He condemns himself by denying his country. Do not therefore get involved with borrowed ideologies, imported fashions or attitudes or apparels, or any exciting notions of social behavior. Youth today are ruined by this fascination for the false. Borrowed ideas cannot fit into the pattern of our culture. Sanatana Dharma is the culture that has grown on this soil and is best suited for maintaining peace and joy in human communities. You cannot shine in borrowed feathers for long. They can give one only temporary delight. So do not distort or disfigure your culture by imitation or neglect. End of part 1 of 2. Kamani Auditorium, New Delhi, March 29th, 1972.